Picture a line etched across mountains and rivers, bristling with barbed wire, landmines, and high tech sensors, thermal cameras, motion detectors, electric fences. This is the border between India and Pakistan. Once one under the British rule, now one of the world's most militarized divides. Thousands of troops stand guard, some perched at the dizzying height above 20,000 feet on Siachen Glacier, the world's highest battlefield. Since the 1947 partition, these two nations have been locked in a bitter rivalry. Four wars, countless skirmishes, and a tense dance of diplomacy punctuated by terror attacks. The latest? A deadly terror attack in Pahalgam, Kashmir on April 22, 2025, sparking India's retaliatory Operation Sindoor. Crossfire surged until a ceasefire was agreed on May 10th, cooling the flames for now. But how did it come to this? Let's rewind through the flashpoints and fragile truces that define its 77-year saga. Partition did not just split land, it carved up the lifeblood of the subcontinent, the Indus River system. The 1947 Standstill Agreement briefly preserved water sharing for irrigation, but by April 1948, India throttled the flow to Pakistan's canals. The Inter-Dominion Accord of May 4, 1948, forced India to restore water for an annual fee, but distrust festered. The 1960 Indus Waters Treaty, brokered by the World Bank, finally split the rivers Satluj, Beas, and Ravi to India, Indus, Jhelum, and Chenab to Pakistan. The First Kashmir War, 1947-48, over the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir ended with the UN-supervised Karachi Agreement in July 1949. It drew the line of control, LOC, a jagged scar splitting Kashmir into an Indian and Pakistani administered zones. This line, meant to bring peace, remains a fuse for conflict, with ceasefire violations a grim routine. In April 1950, the Nehru-Liaquat Pact vowed to shield minority in both nations. Signed by Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru and Liaquat Ali Khan, it promised equality, security, freedom of movement, worship, and opportunity. But communal violence and displacement have repeatedly shattered those ideals, leaving scars deeper than any border. Pakistan's attempt to spark an insurgency in Kashmir in 1965 triggered a fierce war. India retaliated, and the clash ended with the UN-backed Tashkent Declaration in January 1966, signed in what's now Uzbekistan. It restored peace, but left Kashmir's fate unresolved. In 1971 war, fueled by the unrest in East Pakistan, ended with Bangladesh's creation. The Simla Agreement of July 1972, signed by Indira Gandhi and Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, pushed the bilateral talks to settle disputes and normalize ties. It was a bold step, but the shadow of Kashmir loomed large. After both nations tested nuclear weapons, the 1999 Lahore Declaration, signed by Prime Ministers Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Nawaz Sharif, aimed for peace and disarmament. But weeks later, Kargil conflict erupted, exposing the fragility of such vows. Later attempts like Manmohan Singh's dialogues or Narendra Modi's surprise 2015 Lahore visit crumbled under attacks in Mumbai 2008, Pathankot 2016, Uri 2016, Pulwama 2019. In February 2021, back-channel talks between the military heads of both nations led to a ceasefire along LOC, effective midnight, February 24th and 25th. No grand summits, just discreet diplomacy, a rare moment of calm in a storm that never seems to end. 77 years, 4 wars, rivers, borders, and promises divided. From the Indus Waters Treaty to the latest 2025 ceasefire, India and Pakistan have walked a tightrope between conflict and compromise. Yet, with every truce, the question lingers. Can these nuclear-armed neighbors forge a path beyond crisis to a peace that endures?